So does it feel weird to be thinking about the next step after Athens and after OU? And it does, because if you talk to like a 50-year-old or a 40-year-old, if you had parents who went to college, they always talk about their college experience, it seems. So as a kid, you think college is like this huge, long, momentous event in people's lives. And it is momentous, but it's not long. It's 4 very short years. But people talk about those years as if they were 20, you know? And so to look back on it, and for me it's three quarters of the way over, is a trip. On one hand, I'm like, is that it? Can that be it? But on the other hand, I realized how much was packed into a very short amount of time. Well, I think about your videos. You know, I've been in one of your videos in 2015, 2016, and now in 2017. And those were all specific stages of my college experience. In 2015, I had a magazine called Jettison, and you documented like the very beginnings of it when we were just figuring out what it was. And back then I was very angry, and I just wanted to give everyone the middle finger. And then you saw me again a year later when Premiere Video closed, and I was with a girl, and that was my first large relationship, serious one, and that has come and gone. And now you're documenting me on my way to be a professional researcher and as an academic here at the library with my exhibit. And just look at how distinctly different I appear in all of your videos. Like in the first one, I'm going off in some sort of manifesto rant. The second one, I'm talking about Woody Allen and I seem content and in love. And now I'm just thinking about the future. So I appreciate that you've gotten me at different times where my head's at completely different places.
And it never stops.
That's good to know.
Never stops. There's an interview that I read about, it's a lady, Florence and the Machine.
Yeah, the dog days are over.
Right, but she was being interviewed by someone, and she talked about how that like period in your 20s, you know, like that confusion and that change and that shift compels her to do what she does. And then the interviewer who was in their 40s or something was saying like, you know, whispering to her, it never stops. And she goes like, well, that's why I have to keep doing this, you know?
Yeah, and I think I like that. And for me, like the best teachers and the best grown-ups are the people who can still get in touch with themselves as they were when they were 15, when they were 20, and still have a little bit of that. Like, I want to be 40 and still enjoy The Catcher in the Rye. It's this absurd state of humanity that we've gotten to over the course of 70 years where it's just everything feels so removed because society feels like it's constantly in atrophy. And I don't know if it really is or not, but do you know like about the doomsday clock?
Yes, I do, yeah.
We're always like...
Would you like to explain that for the audience?
Yeah, so I think that they devised it in the 40s after Hiroshima or thereabouts, in the nuclear age, 50s maybe. But it's supposed to, there's some sort of scientific method that these people determine. I think they're nuclear physicists or something, that determines how close we are to ending the world. And for the past... since the fall of the Berlin Wall, we've been like at a comfortable 4 minutes to midnight. At midnight is when the bombs go off. And when Trump was elected, I think they pushed the clock forward to like 2 minutes to midnight. And but the bottom line is for the past 70 years, we haven't been farther than 5 minutes away from total destruction.
Yeah, it's hard.
That is hard.
And I asked her how she was feeling, and she was like, I'm good, but, you know, I've been kind of like, my heart's been kind of heavy because of the state of the world, like literally. And I was like, whoa, you know? But I'm starting to realize how this is actually quite a collective feeling from a lot of people on every level. That sense of like, there's nothing, almost a sense of helplessness that you can't really fix problems because they're so broad, they're so huge, and they're so interconnected with the way we live already, and our power as individuals and in the society is so taken away from us.
Yeah, right. It's really frustrating because you look at the people who are on the world stage and they're just humans and they're human problems, but at the same time we can't figure out how to untangle this web. It seems simple from a distance, you know, it's like, we'll just be people and you'll figure this out.
We just care about each other.
Exactly, but that seems so difficult because of the logistics of things, because of the bureaucracy of things.
And money,
power,
and inequality.
Usual suspects.
Yeah, usual suspects, and our habits, and our senses of. Well, also that. Do you get that sense of like, you're always confronted with people that believe like there's nothing to do.
Yeah.
This has been done before. This is how it's always been, and that's something I personally would hope to change people in their sense of just how they think of themselves, which is hard to do.
Yeah, I'm one of those people.
Well, yeah, but even myself, like like I can do something, or I can think this differently about this. But the problem is, it's also a problem of collective groupthink. You're surrounded with an entire society or blocks of people that do certain things in a certain way. I'm gonna go on a rant now.
Yeah.
Like the idea of work. What is work? How do we work? I mean, there's the 8-hour workday. You know, that isn't a natural thing.
Right.
It was created. But now we just accept it as if it's normal.
Yeah, right.